Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel Skywind007. Today we are reviewing this right here, the emergency backup bulb by Great Value from Walmart. What basically this is an LED bulb that has a battery, so when there's a power outage, it'll be operational, it'll work. So let's take it out. So it comes pre-charged, and the way it works is that when you connect it to the power socket and you flip the switch, it'll turn on, and you flip the switch again, it'll turn off, and that'll happen even without power because it has that battery. And we're gonna test it here. Because this is not connected to the wall, it's not gonna work exactly the way you would expect it. I'm gonna have to hold these together to close the circuit, but you have to do that. So let me plug it in. So there it is. And now when you have a power outage, you'll try to turn it on, and this is going to be plugged into the wall, and the circuit's going to be closed. So now let's try to see so it turns on that way. And if you do that, it turns off. Turns on. Turns off. So in this case I have to be holding this to close the circuit like this. But if you plug this into the wall, if you put it into the ceiling socket, it'll work with just the switch like that. And like I said, you can also use it like a flashlight according to the box right here. And it'll last for 90 minutes according to the box. So what do you need to know about this? Well, number one, you have to put it where you're going to be turning the light often, because that way it's going to charge. So that's number one. Number two, it has to be in a socket that doesn't have a dimmer switch, like this, for example. If it has a dimmer like that, it's not going to work. This is not meant for dimmer switches. Number three, based on my experience, is that you have to put it in a fixture that only has one bulb. If you mix it with other bulbs or even the same type of bulb, it's not going to work. It's going to cause trouble. For example, if you put it in the bathroom, in my bathroom, the fixture has several bulbs. It's not just one bulb, it's several bulbs. So if you put this with any other bulb, it's gonna be misbehaving. It's gonna be turning on when it's not supposed to, and that kind of thing. It's gonna drain the battery. Even if you put it with another one like this, which is the same battery operated type, it's still gonna start misbehaving, and it's gonna be turning on when it's not supposed to. So when you put it on a fixture, it has to be the only bulb on that circuit, the only bulb on that fixture. It cannot be a multiple bulb fixture. So that's it. That's what you need to know. It generates, it's a 40 watt equivalent, so it's a 5 watt bulb. So it's not very bright, so you need to know that. If it's going to be on someplace huge, it's not going to be bright enough. And when there's a power failure, and there was a power failure recently, it dims. It's not going to be on its brightest level. It's going to be on this level. So the reason is so that it'll last longer. So it claims here that it's going to last 13 years if you use it 3 hours per day. So I do use it more than 3 hours per day, so it's not going to last me 13 years. But I only paid $4.44 for this. So I know that by 10 years down the road, these things are probably going to cost me $3. And I like the color. The color is 2700 Kelvin, and the energy is 5 watt. The energy consumption 5 watts, and the brightness is 450 lumens. So when there was a power failure recently here in Texas, we did have another type of these same bulbs, these emergency bulbs, not this brand, but the HEB brand that cost me over $20, but it still did a great job. It was just that it was expensive, but it still did a great job. And I was happy to have those bulbs, even though I didn't buy them. I was not thinking that we were going to have a power outage, but we had one for 20 hours, and it was good to have these there. As a matter of fact, these were the best way to illuminate an area, because we did have candles and we did have flashlights, but this is the best way. I strongly recommend that you have this at home, especially if you live here in Texas, where things are not going so well. So this is a necessity. Thank you for watching, and subscribe and thumbs up.